Welcome to our FAQ video.
Hey everybody, I'm
Hello.
Danny,
I'm Scotty.
and welcome to our newest video.
Answering questions that you received, right?
Yeah, and some you did too. We're answering your van life FAQs. Oh. Scott and I have done a few Q&As now on our Instagram channels, and we like to ask people what they want to know about living in a van and how this lifestyle of ours came to be. There are some questions in there that get asked without fail. So we thought that it would be actually really fun to sit down in front of the camera and answer some of those for you all. Hopefully this will help you guys get to know us a little bit better and get to know what it's like to live in a van, especially if you're somebody that hopes to do it one day yourself. Question number 1, what's the hardest part about living in a van and the best part?
Hardest would be finding, if you're city camping, finding a quiet spot, because you don't always want to sleep at Walmart. Nobody does, especially when there's like a 3 a.m. wake up call from some redneck family going crazy in the parking lot.
Or teenage drifters.
Yeah, doing burnouts next to the van. So we try to find some low-key spots. We do sleep at hotels sometimes, or if there's 24-hour parking on a street, and it's so much quieter and well worth it, but sometimes it is hard to find that.
Personally, for me, the hardest part about living in a van is not being able to stick to a routine as much as I want to now, just between doing different sunset and sunrise shoots sometimes, which who am I kidding, we don't get up for sunrise. It's really difficult to stick to a routine, but it's something that honestly I think we're figuring out every day, and now I've started to try to, no matter what physical time it is, I try to repeat some of the same activities to start my day. You go first again. What's the best part about living in a van then?
Overall freedom. So we're in the Tetons right now. We can go anywhere. We can do any hike tomorrow. We can go to Montana after this.
Yep.
The freedom is the best part. It's also probably one of the hardest things to,
because it adds to all the things we just said.
It goes back to the first question almost. It adds stress and anxiety a little bit. First part of the first question. It's just the overall freedom of being able to do stuff. You just have to really get used to having that lifestyle if you've never been used to it.
You know, I was just about to say that is also what I would consider my best thing about van life, but I just thought of another one. Not paying rent is awesome. So that's actually probably my favorite part about van life. Next question. So question number 2. How long have you lived in a van, and how much longer will you live in it? That's a super easy answer. We moved into this van on April 1st of 2019. It was not an April Fool's joke. And we've been in here for 8-ish months, going on 8 months now. How long will we be living in the van?
It's indefinite. It's just, it comes down to our plans next year, because we looked at it as a 1-year full van life, and then the second year in and out.
International travel, maybe even visiting family some more, because we really went into it this deep. There's just a lot of different variables, so we don't have an exact answer for that. Question number 3. How often do you shower, and where do you find them? This is probably one of my most asked questions, and we get this asked in person too.
It mostly depends on how bad I smell, because she can mask her scent somehow. I'm man. I'm out in the open smelling. And the cedar used to smell really good and filter.
Until you got in here.
No. The cedar has natural filtering properties, but I feel like it's got clogged after a while.
With our farts.
Yeah.
With our plant-based farts. We like to go every other day because we actually have a Planet Fitness membership, which if you're thinking about living in a van, or I guess even just traveling around the USA, definitely recommend getting one of those. It's $20 a month.
For 2 people.
They're, for 2 people, which is a steal. So we use those showers all the time after our workouts. So every other day, but the most that we've ever gone is 5 days. And by then you just feel gross about yourself.
You're wet wiping it.
Yeah, to keep answering that question, which was how do you also find these showers? So Planet Fitness, number 1. You can also do Anytime Fitness. You can also use the showers in national park campgrounds or state park campgrounds. Sometimes you could drive into them and you could insert quarters and get yourself like a time shower. And other times you can also ask the camp host like, hey, can I go use this? And they'll just say, yeah, sure, you totally can. Or they'll make you pay even like a day use fee and you go and use the shower.
If you just look up a campground, and usually a city has a campground. We were in the middle of New Hampshire and I found a campground that just allowed us to pay for the showers.
Oh yeah, that's right. And during the summer months, we were also just kind of like jumping in lakes and being like, woo, we're clean, and we didn't have to worry about anything.
We have a pump shower too.
I always forget about that.
We've used it maybe 5 times. It just depends on if we feel like filling it, because it's not like a built-in shower unit that runs off of our water. It's literally like a collapsible one, and it's super nice to have. Like the one time we used it, I did a workout outside the van in a campground and I filled it with our actual drinking water, but I knew it because we had a hose not far that I could refill it.
So that, and then the last thing too that we tend to use for showers is rec centers, which we've only used a couple of times. When you have them, you can pay for a day pass. You can sometimes use the gym there for a workout, and then you can go take a shower, which is super convenient. Now, number 4, how do you find amazing campsites?
That's mostly dependent on iOverlander, the app, and freecampsites.net. And that's because if we're in the area, our go-to is to open up either of those. And I vote for iOverlander most of the time, because if we don't have service, it's an app and it works offline. The only key is you don't get to see the photos of the spot, but usually with the reviews, you can kind of get a sense of what it is. And the more reviews, usually the better the spot, or the easier it is to get to. Free Campsites is nice. It's been on there a lot longer, so there's usually a lot more spots. So if you kind of do digging before you show up to a national park area or a national forest, you can kind of save those GPS waypoints and then just go there.
Yeah.
If not, drive down a forest road on Google Maps that you probably downloaded.
And keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, and just hope for a turnout.
Question number 5. Do you feel safe sleeping in the van at random locations? It took a while for us to get comfortable, but I think the key here to what got us to start feeling more comfortable is to just follow our gut. I mean, I've personally haven't felt unsafe yet, and that's simply because Scott and I we look at a place, and if we don't think that it's okay to sleep in, then we don't.
If it's sketchy, don't stay.
Yeah, if you're just feeling like you're just not comfortable, it's not worth risking it.
Yeah, we have knives, bear spray. We have a giant cutting knife.
A crazy Puerto Rican.
A crazy Puerto Rican, a 6'2" male. Like,
yeah. So when it comes to safety, just follow your gut. But
us together, we could do damage.
Yeah, they smell you after a 5-day no shower. Then we're all good. Always follow your gut with safety, and that's what we do. Number 6. How do you power everything in the van? This is such an easy answer, but
it's easy, but it's also a really broad question.
Yeah.
It's solar powered, and it's partially ran off the vehicle's alternator, and we have a giant battery right behind Danny underneath the bed, and powers everything. We have outlets around the van. We have outlets back here. And
oh yeah, we do. I always forget about that one.
Yeah, it's fairly simple. If you want a video of it, we can easily do it.
Question number 7. How often do you do laundry?
Once to twice a month. Depends on how fast we're going through clothes. In the summer and hiking, it was 2 to 4 times, but the most common is 1 to 2 a month.
Yeah, and I have to say that we actually are pretty lucky, and we have a lot of clothes to go through. I mean,
you have a lot of clothes.
No, don't.
The blue is mine, the black is hers. I have 2 blues. The rest of this is black. Blue, black.
Close.
It's like a baby.
It's my baby.
It weighs as much as like a giant Chipotle burrito.
But to be fair, this has a lot of summer stuff in it that I actually do need to ship back home. Whatever, just put it away. So, friends and family too. We've done laundry at your mom's a couple times. And then the other most common way that anybody can find is a laundromat, and normally they'll cost us like a couple of quarters. Okay, next question. How much did you invest in your van?
About $5,800.
57.
something like that, plus or minus a little bit. Just
round up to 6,000.
Yeah, just to say $6,000, and
Yeah.
that's including all the little things, even like the tires on the van and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
just everything that went into making the van super livable, that all added up to the $6,000.
yeah.
Okay, so next question. How do you make money for van life? We are freelancers, and with our business, we do photography, blogging, and Instagram. So Scott helps me on all the projects that you guys ever see me post on my social media channels and blogging too. And that's how we make money. Everything is online, and outdoor and travel clients pay us to capture marketing materials for them or write marketing materials for them too. And you also saved up a bunch of money for yourself.
I went in it planning to not make any money. Like,
Which is a good mentality to go into it, like that you need a buffer.
It wasn't my goal at all to make money. It's just a perk of working with her and her having this business, because I was working a 9-to-5 for years while she was building her own setup. And it wasn't until we went on the road where it was starting to make a decent amount of money that we could kind of use it for this lifestyle. So I could easily live off of what I saved to do this, and that was the point of me doing this.
Mm-hmm. You know. You saved, what, a year's salary?
Yeah,
right?
about a year's salary to be comfortable to do it. And, you know, it wasn't like overnight that I could do this. I hustled. I worked
extra hours.
50 to 70 hours a week all the time for at least like 2 to 3 years, I think, when I started my job, and I just kept saving and saving. I never spent money on useless stuff. I flipped cars, I traded stocks, like I did everything I could to just make money, and I never knew what I was gonna do with it until like I kind of started to realize I wanted to travel.
And now I'm your sugar mama.
Yeah.
How do you stay warm in the van? Ta-da! Sleeping bags! We actually had a heater that we were going to install in the van. It was coming down to like the last couple of weeks of our build, and we were about to move out, and we just kind of... Oh, dude! Stop! Alright, next question. Do you ever feel like staying in a home? Yeah.
We use hotels for that when it really starts to feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, just because we live in a van, that doesn't mean that we don't ever like want, you know,
some like
cable TV or something, some luxuries, I guess, of life.
Or
you know?
like super diehard. We have to be in the
yeah,
van all the time. It was before we even got the van. I signed us up for Hilton American Express cards, and so I got a sign up bonus of like 100-some thousand points.
I referred her. I got 20 off of that, and then she got 100, and then she referred me, and I signed up for another card, and by the end of all that crap, we had
like 400,000 Hilton points. It was the smartest decision I probably ever made to get all that, and if we feel like it, we just get a hotel room.
if you can, you have the means to do some sort of like credit card that's going to give you points towards travel, because it helps a lot. Yeah. Okay, and the last question. What do you do for Wi-Fi?
Oh, it's right there.
Ta-da! This is our Wi-Fi hotspot that we got from Verizon Wireless. It is called a Jetpack. And right now,
very fast.
this is truly unlimited, and this is what we turn to for our computer so that we can save the hotspot on our phone for like a rainy day when we...
But yeah, it was like $80 for this thing, and then it's $60 a month for the plan, and it's well worth it. And then we have the cheapest fully unlimited for our phones, just for Google Maps and streaming and stuff like that. We go to Starbucks, other coffee shops, public libraries. I mean, even McDonald's has Wi-Fi. FYI, if we don't have service, this thing definitely doesn't have service. So it's not magical. It's not a Wi-Fi extender or anything like that. Those were all the questions that we had. Obviously, we had a lot more, but those were the ones that we kind of like read through and saw that they were picked out the most. So we chose to answer those this time. And we didn't want to make this video too long. So we can probably even do a second one.
If you guys actually have any other questions or topics or different kinds of videos that you want us to create about living in a van, or even blogging, Instagram, photography and stuff, definitely let us know, because we're trying to do more of these for you and they've been a lot of fun to create. Then with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please follow us along on our social media channels and make sure you give this video a like so that we know you enjoyed it and we can keep making more of them. And we will see you on the next video. Bye!